Alright, so these are the problems that are posted outside the door, so if you have any questions, you can double check your answers. The Math Club is selling silk screen t-shirts as a fundraiser. The t-shirt company charges a one-time setup fee of $125 for the artwork and 50 cents to screen each t-shirt. Undecorated shirts cost $5 each. So we know that we have a one-time fee of $125. So in my formula, y is equal to mx plus b. My y-intercept is where I start at. Our starting point is at 125. Now we need to find our slope. Well, we know that it's going to be 50 cents for each shirt, and it's going to cost us $5 for the undecorated. So that means that every time we get a shirt, we're going to be paying 5, plus we got to screen it. So our slope's going to be 550x. The graph shows y, the number of gallons of water left in the fish tank, x minutes after restarted to drain the tank. So what does 320 mean? Okay, so 320. Well, at 3 minutes after Mr. Ruiz started to drain the tank, there was 20 minutes left in the fish tank. That's all that means. Draw a sketch of a graph with an x-intercept of 3 and a y-intercept of 5. So draw an x and y coordinate, x-intercept of 3, be here, y-intercept of 5, and then we connect. That's it. What is the range? Well, range is from bottom to top, 0 to about 3.5. And they're closed in, so we gotta put those lines underneath. Based on the graph below, answer the following questions. How much did Javin begin with? Well, he began with $300. Is he depositing or withdrawing money? Well, he's going to be depositing because the graph is increasing. Now, if we wanted to go a step further and find the slope to see how much he is depositing every month, we're going to see rise over run. So in this case, he's rising about 300. And he is running 2 because it's 2 months. So my slope is 150. So I'm depositing about $150 each month. Okay, graph the following inequality. Before we can graph, we have to solve it. So I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides. And now I have negative y is less than or equal to negative 3x plus 9. Now, I need to get rid of my negative 1 and my coefficient, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. So now I have y, 3x, and negative 9. When I divide by coefficient, I flip the sign, and now let's graph it. So negative 9 is about here. I'm going to go up 3 to the right 1. And opposite. Okay, it is a solid line. And it's greater than. Create the equation y equals mx plus b. Okay, so the easiest thing is where our y-intercept is, and right now our y-intercept is at 4. So we know that this is going to be 4. To get to the next point, it will not be from here to here. It's not a good point. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to count from 4 to this point. So I'm going to go up 4, and I'm going to run 6. That reduces to 2 over 3. So my slope is 2 over 3. So my final equation is y is equal to 2/3 x plus 4. Which equation represents the relationship? Well, we have a set of points, and we got equations. What I would suggest is to find the slope. To find slope, our formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2, I'm going to label this as y2, y1. y2 is 53 minus 45 all over 9 minus 5, which that reduces to 8 over 4, which is equal to 2. Now, the only one with a 2 is a, but let's just double check our work. So we need to solve it for y. So I have 2x minus y is equal to negative 35. To solve for y, I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides. So now I have negative y is equal to negative 2x minus 35. And divided by negative 1, I get y is equal to 2x plus 35. Yep, same slope, so A is my answer. Which coordinate pair is not in the solution set? Okay, well, my equation is 2y is less than x plus 4. It's asking for a not. So for that to happen, that means that when you plug in an ordered pair, it's not going to be true. So let's try B. So on B, x is 1 and y is 1. So 2 times 1 must be less than 1 plus 4. Well, 2 is less than 5. So this is a true statement. So B does not work in this case because we want something that is not. Let's try A. A is saying x is 0 and y is 2. So 2 times 2 must be less than 0 plus 4. Well, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 is not less than 4. It equals 4. So A is my answer, because this is a false statement. This one's on the calculator for linear regression. There will be steps on the test, but you need to find R. Given that a line has a slope of 1/2, which equation describes a line that passes through the point negative 2, 2, and is parallel to the given line? Parallel means to have the same slope. So we know we want to have a slope of 1/2. So let's solve for y here. So if I subtract 2x on this side, I get y is equal to negative 2x plus 0. Well, my slope is negative 2, not parallel, won't work. Let's try B. Well, it's not in y equals, so this can't be my slope, so I need to subtract 1/2 x on both sides. And now I get y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 2. Well, this is negative, we want a positive. B does not work. Alright, let's try C. So now we have y is equal to 1/2 x plus 0, because this is negative, and to move it to the other side, I'm going to add. So that might work. Let's try D. 1/2 x plus 1/2 x. I get y is equal to 1/2 x plus 3. So now we are between C and D. Now the extra information they give us is that it must be at point negative 2, 2. So what you can do is that point is slope-intercept form. So we're going to do y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. y1 is 2, so we get y minus 2 is equal to my slope, which is 1/2. My x1 is negative 2. When I reduce that, that becomes a plus 2. Now we're going to use distribution, so distribute it twice. And now I get y minus 2 is equal to 1/2 x. 1/2 times 2 is 1. Alright, last step, I need to move that 2 over, so adding 2 on both sides. I get y is equal to 1/2 x plus 3. Well, that matches D, so D is my answer. What is the slope of the line that's perpendicular to the y-axis and crosses the line y is equal to 2x plus 2? Okay, so perpendicular to the y-axis is important. So let's draw the y-axis. And something perpendicular to it is going to look like this. Well, this looks like the x-axis. Anytime a line is going from left to right, their slope is always going to be 0. So therefore, my answer is C.